I totally welcome another opportunity to dunk on this doofus again.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain.
I can't believe that we have another anti-book reading sentiment, and this time it's from a well-known clown.
I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced.
Well, that is one way to put it. Advance is correct, but I don't think it's advancing to the direction that you wanted.
I'm too smart to read.
That sounds like you're saying you're too dumb to read.
I'm not gonna sit there and go, smart people read.
Not really, no. Smart people read and understand what they're reading. Dumb people argue against reading.
I need action.
Oof, you ran out of women to traffic?
I need constant chaos in my life to feel content.
Sounds like TikTok is the place that you want to go to.
Driving a supercar and fighting.
Yeah, well, the thing about driving supercars is that you're gonna be driving them on the same road as anyone else, so you're gonna have to follow the same rules as everyone else, unless you're interested in breaking more laws.
And a bunch of hoes and champagne and going crazy.
Yeah, if you're a shallow human being with no prospect in life other than jail time, those two are the only things you think of.
It's for people with slow brains.
Well, call us slow brains all you like. At least we don't have the feds watching our every move. Funnily enough, an Indonesian book publisher group responded to this whole thing and saying, brothers and sisters, this is what happens when you're too lazy to read. You tell him, Shira. That clip of Andrew Tate saying that he doesn't like reading was old. So, here's a new one.
There's obviously some broke dude who reads books who's really upset by the fact that I have a $110 million car collection.
$110 million car collection? All I need for a car is a Toyota Sprinter Trueno. Imagine wasting your money on all those car collections just to flex on the internet, assuming that those millions of dollars car collection are really yours and hasn't yet been seized by the feds.
There's not a subject on earth that every single podcaster that these losers watch doesn't beg me, Andrew Tate, please will you come on my show? Please with your opinions.
I love how you just called your audiences losers.
Podcaster that these losers watch.
Because they absolutely are. I agree with you on that.
Reading's so important. How come no one knows who you are? No one knows who you are.
Yes. And I don't need people to know who I am. I'm not desperate for attention like you. But we are giving you one right now. Because you are funny.
Instead of sitting there going, well, he's far more successful than me. He's got all those kids, and everyone knows who he is. And he's got all that money. On every metric, he's beating me.
Andrew, all those things that you have also come with the feds watching your every move. At least my future trajectory is not a time in prison.
Your opinion doesn't matter, and guess what?
It does matter, Andrew. Our opinions do matter. That's why you make this video and reply to people. If it really doesn't matter, then you wouldn't have responded and just run this business empire that you have and drive this supercar you have instead of responding to us, peasants, plebs, and poor people. Thank you for paying attention to us. Clearly, we are relevant enough for you to respond. That's the power that we have over you, that you simply cannot resist.
It's Sunday today, and you're on Twitter telling everyone your opinions about me not reading.
That's because your opinions do matter here, Andrew, the same way toilets matter. We're all human, we produce waste, and we all need somewhere to dump all that. We have all these gurus and motivators that say absolute clown stuff like this. With a 5 million rupiah salary, saving 20% is 2 million a month, which is 24 million a year. Yes, this guy started with the amazing observation that 20% of 5 million is 2 million. Amazing start for financial gurus. Bad math.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your family!
Put that in a mutual fund with a 12% return, and in 5 years, you'll be financially free. No, you will not. That's about 272,000 rupiah per month in passive income on average. In USD, that's about $16 per month. That's barely enough to cover weekly groceries here in Indonesia, let alone in America. And this guy thinks that you'll be financially free? If you're not rich yet, the problem is clear. Your mindset. And the problem with your mindset is that you're not giving him money. That's literally all there is to it. For those of you who aren't familiar with mutual funds, it's basically like investing in stocks, but it's more secure because you're giving a fund manager the money so that they can play with your money to invest in the stocks that are getting returns. You're basically giving someone your money so that they can invest it. And yes, they do get a commission in the form of management fees. In all honesty, mutual funds are not a bad form of investment, but do not be fooled by these financial gurus saying that they're gonna give insanely huge returns. No, they will give a good enough return as time goes on, but it won't give you financial freedom. It will, however, give these financial gurus and motivators some nice little bit of management fees. In the end, it's all the same. These financial motivators are just like any other salesman. They're just selling you products to buy. And yes, those products can help you, but do not be fooled into thinking that they're doing this out of the benevolence of their own heart, or that they do it because they care about your financial well-being. All I'm saying is, a lot of these financial gurus and motivators are not here to make you rich. They are here to make themselves rich. You are their source of money. So if they shame you for not investing in stocks or mutual funds, they are shaming you for not giving them money.
Move the money from your client's pocket into your pocket.
All this money and financial stuff should be pretty obvious to everyone, but it seems that I have to explain certain things. Like this one. A bank refused a woman $20,000 in cash withdrawal and immediately questioned what she planned to do with her own money. Yes, you can't just withdraw $20,000 without any concrete reason. I originally asked to withdraw $20,000, and the manager immediately started to question my intentions with the cash. Well, duh! I too will want to ask what the hell you're gonna do with it, because that is a lot of cash to withdraw and pay something. Are you gonna buy drugs, or are you a mule trying to launder money? Once I told her I planned to gamble with it. Gee, I wonder why the bank is skeptical about your intentions. You can't just withdraw $20,000 without the bank or even the police questioning you about why you withdraw that amount of cash. This is how hackers and scammers launder their money. They send their money to mules and then they withdraw it in cash so that it's untraceable. At this point, I wasn't aware that she had already started the process of freezing my account. Maybe because you asked for $20,000 in cash for gambling. They eventually gave me $3,500 and called all nearby branches to tell them not to give me access to the rest of my funds. Maybe because you're about to recklessly spend all that money gambling, and the bank is doing their best to protect your assets even from your own dumb self. That, or you are withdrawing that money as a mule to give it to criminals. This has nothing to do with libertarianism or being pro or anti-bank. This is just basic common sense. What kind of transaction would require you to withdraw $20,000 in cash? Nothing. No transaction at all. Even if there is, I don't think they are within legal territories, and the bank has every right to flag that as suspicious. I can't believe that some people are still clueless about this. A woman tries to withdraw $50,000 in cash, and the bank won't allow it. Yes, you can't just withdraw $50,000 in cash in one go, even if it is your money. What are you gonna pay for in cash for $50,000?
We're gonna see if the bank will let me take out $50,000 of my own money.
Well, someone didn't watch the video. It's clearly not a woman who's doing the withdrawing. What kind of transaction would require $50,000 in cash? The guy did successfully take out all of them, but are you out of your freaking mind carrying that amount of cash in broad daylight, in public? Where is your survival instinct? Do you not realize that holding that amount of cash is incredibly dangerous? This guy is a genuine Darwin Awards nominee.
Crazy, because other people were taking out money too, so I know they have $50,000 in there.
You're not the only client in the bank who needs to have their cash withdrawn. Try not to be selfish for once.
It's a gift for my brother's birthday.
A check or a bank transfer will be way safer than carrying a load of cash in broad daylight.
Just that I would rather give it to him in cash.
I went to 3 different banks. They won't let you get a hold of your money.
They do let you get a hold of your money, they just won't let you hold them in cash, in broad daylight, where people can steal them from you. Do you not realize how unsafe it is for you to hold that amount of money in broad daylight? There is way more nuance than what's being shown in this video.
Banks just don't have our money.
No, banks do not literally have your physical cash money. They have records of how much money you have, and they are saved in your account.
It's the fractional reserve banking systems.
That's quite literally most, if not all banks, but do go on.
So if you deposit $1,000 in the bank, they only have to keep $100. They can lend out the other 900.
That doesn't mean you lose $900. It means the cash that you gave to the bank is being used for other purposes, for other people that do need the cash. That $1,000 that you gave in cash is converted into a $1,000 increase in your bank account. You're not losing any money. You're just losing the cash. But that money is now in your account. It's on record. That's how saving money in the bank works. I learned this in elementary school. I hope that's not too complicated for most of you adults to comprehend.
So they're just basically hoping that not everybody comes and tries to withdraw their money at the same time.
Yeah, there is a phrase for that. It's called a bank run. It's when people rush to banks to withdraw their money in case banks fail. This happened before during the failure of the Silicon Valley Bank SVB and Signature Bank back in 2023. It happened during the 2008 crisis. You can check out these movies that cover the event. They're great. And it also happened in the 1930s during the Great Depression. If you really don't trust banks that much, then sure, be your own bank and keep your own money. Otherwise, banks are still the most secure way to keep your money. Just remember that you are not asking the bank to keep all of your money. You're paying the bank to keep most of them, because keeping your money secure is their service, and services cost money. Some people really don't trust banks that much.
That's why I always talk about becoming your own bank.
No, because that would require you to put some effort into protecting your own money. Banks do the protecting for you. That's their service. You're not actually saving all your money in the bank. You're paying the bank a little bit of your money so that most of your money can be saved. If you don't like that, if you really are that paranoid and distrustful of the system, then there is nothing wrong with putting some effort into protecting your own cash and putting them all in gold bullions inside a safe for whatever. But the effort of protection, safekeeping, transfer between accounts, future transactions, management of all those physical financial assets, they're all now entirely on you. And that is no small feat.
Banks are already using your money to make more. Why don't you just take back control?
Because control is work. Collecting physical copies of Blu-rays or books is work. If you don't want to go through the effort of collecting, then you can subscribe to a streaming service. Both options are perfectly valid, but do not make it sound as if taking back control is effortless.
You use your money, become your own bank, and make what they're making on you.
Yeah, I think you forgot to mention that banks have more clients than one. They make profit by taking admin fees from those clients. They make profit through interest from lending money to those clients. They make profits by taking a cut from every transaction you make. They make investments in bonds, stocks, currencies, and commodities. They offer wealth management services. They have insurance in case they collapse for every lender and depositor. They track and oversee every transaction and keep records of them in a secure database. If you can do all that, then, and only then, you are making what the banks are making on you. If you don't understand any words that I just said, then stick to saving your money in the bank. But sure, feel free to reject the system. It's your choice after all. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.